back into our devices. So this is the third thing we're going to talk about today in terms of mobile devices. And it's the ability to have your guys issue a purchase order with some level of authorisation to a supplier out and about in the field. So whether you've got a guy in a service van running around, here we've gone up to the desk to a certain supplier, picked a job, and rather than keying in the stock that we've got, we've just verbally told them what we want. Verbally told is like reversing backwards for all you guys out there. So we've actually just verbally said, this is all the stuff we want. I don't have to think stock codes, I don't have to think descriptions, I just tell them what I want, and I plug it in, and I issue them a purchase order number on the phone. They've collected and they've typed into their system everything I'm looking for. I haven't had to do anything more. And they've associated our purchase order number, so we are authorised to do this. We've actually given that person with this mobile device that authorisation, and we've issued it to them. So that's the first thing I want to cover. And it's about as efficient as you could get in a service van type scenario where we've got to pick up some material for the job that we're on. The second one I want to talk about is actually issuing a purchase order. In this case, it's just for stationery. We've gone to an office supplier. Didn't have to choose a job because it doesn't relate to jobs. But we're down the street and we wanted to pick up a bunch of things. We didn't pre-authorise a purchase order for the supplier before we left. And on this occasion, we are going to key in the details. So what's happening behind the scenes is we're capturing all this information. We know the supplier, we know the goods we're actually asking for, we know the quoted price. And we've issued a purchase order out and about. That number comes before the last one because we reversed the order of the videos for everyone who's wondering. They've now got that information. It's also pumping back up to the cloud server and back down into the Accrivia system, as we said. That could be on a 5-minute refresh, it could be on a 2-hour refresh. It's entirely up to you. Let's go to the creditor invoicing screen. Let's load the second one that we did first. So we'll do the non-job one, the office supplier. So when we load this will be familiar. We're going to pick up that invoice. Sorry, we're going to pick up that purchase order. And what we'll find is all the information that we gave the system via the mobile device has now come straight through. So there's our descriptions and our quantities and our agreed rates. So essentially what we've done is we've unhinged you from your office and we're using the mobile device to issue purchase orders to suppliers. Again, you can't do it if you don't have the authority to do it. We would have activated it for those that actually can do it. Let's go through the second one, and that is the stock purchase order for the job. And we want to talk about something else at this point in time, another different screen. This is part of the EDI framework. In this situation, this supplier is able to give us all of the details that were on that purchase order back into our system electronically. So all the guy did at the time, over the counter, was to basically give them a purchase order number. We also know the job number. They can put that or not. We've already captured it. And we've drawn back in all of the actual stock that was on the purchase order. We now basically create the fullness of that purchase order, push it all back in, and we've got a fully loaded up purchase order. But the guy hasn't had to interact with stock codes. He's just done it all standing at the counter with his phone.